postseason drive for Super Bowl 35 begins today.
Get ready! We're back! We're coming to get this.
After last week's must-win, the Rams roll up into the Superdome for the second straight week. Can the NFL's MVP big up again? Question, who is the real beast of the AFC East? Indy's triple threat has the NFL's top numbers, but no playoff win yet. Miami's Munster D tries to keep it that way. It is Wild Card Saturday on NFL Primetime. Next.
NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite. Primetime is Miller time.
NFL Primetime about to set it off. Chris Berman's got ABC duty, so I'm here in the big chair along with Tom Jackson, TJ. Woo! This was on. We got two teams, 2 6 seeds, different games. Both of us picked the Rams and Colts to go to the Super Bowl. That made it interesting.
We've never had 2 6 seeds like the Rams and the Colts. And I think if today is any indication of what the playoffs are going to be like, this may be the most exciting ride we've ever had.
Indy went to Miami trying to carjack them kids for the second time in 13 games in Miami, and they're trying to give their coach Jim Moore his first career postseason win ever. Let's go down to the South Beach area in Miami and check it all out. There's Jim Moore, 0-5 lifetime, 0-4 at the Saints, 0-1 with the Colts. Dave Weinstein looking for his second playoff win. First quarter, 3-zip Colts, Jay Fiedler. Rolling right. Chad Cota in the end zone, just player hating all over him. Colts were -7 in takeaway giveaway this year, 4th worst in the AFC. Ensuing Colts possession, Edgerrin James. TJ, what you got to do?
Got to get him down on the ground.
Got to hit it. Edge, 34 yards. Longest carry of the season down to the Miami 46-yard line. Colts doing work. That would lead to this. TJ, fake field goal. Didn't fool anybody. Mora asked special teams coach Kevin Spencer, Kev, we didn't draw it up like that. Next play, Fiedler tries to screen. Chad Bradsky, who's wearing the wrong jersey. Fiedler, 14 interceptions this year. TJ, it's not really a bad pass by Jay Fiedler.
Yeah, this is not Fiedler's fault. Richmond Webb, the tackle, has to get Bradsky to put his hands down. You want to cut him, get the hands down so the pass can be completed to O.J. McDuffie.
Colts ensuing drive, 2nd and goal. Peyton trying to vibe with Jerome Payton. Jerome could have had his 4th touchdown this year, but see what happened, dropped it. Colts settled for a field goal, 6-zip Indy. Next possession, Fiedler. TJ, what's up with Fiedler, man? A lot of hanging Chads. Chad Bradsky, 2 picks in the regular season, 2 in this game. 2 plays later, Peyton Manning to Peyton, corner of the end zone. Holla! Peyton, 33 touchdowns this year, 17-yard play. TJ, Sam Madison got caught peeking.
Aptly named the corner route by Jerome Payton. You're going to take a look at it. Watch Sam Madison. We're going to freeze it for you right there. His eyes back at the quarterback. Peyton Manning still with the football. Corner route worked to perfection by the Indianapolis Colts.
Colts going for 2. Manning fakes the handoff. Ken Doger in the end zone. Colts in control, 14-zip at recess. TJ, Dolphins season on the line. Who do they turn to?
They turn to Lamar Smith, and you just watch the patience that he shows. First in the backfield, stopped his feet a couple of times, but very quick, reminiscent of kind of like Barry Sanders, able to stop his feet and get it started again. Again, a play design to go up to the middle, bounces it out, finds a little crease, gets a 7-yard gain, and finally the toughest yards on the field inside the 5-yard line. He stuffs it in the end zone from the 2.
Early 4th quarter, Dolphins 3rd and 7. Jay Fiedler drops back. Peace. Takes it himself. Tell you what, Fiedler, 267 yards rushing this year. Dan Marino had 87 in his career rushing. Drive stays alive. Next play, Lamar Smith was like, whoa. Only the 2nd Miami back since 1978 to go over 1,000 yards in a season. That set up a field goal. Fins down 14-10. Next Colts possession, Peyton Manning getting his flow on with Marvin Harrison. Marv had 102 catches this year. Nice play. Hyped, right? Marv called for offensive pass interference. TJ, what up?
We take another look at this. This is a great play and a great grab, but look at the extension of the arm by Marvin Harrison on Patrick Surtain. That gets the flag from the official, negates that great grab by Marvin Harrison.
Michael Irvin never got called for that. Colts settle for the long field goal. Booyah! Mike Vanderjagt. 54 of his last 57 field goals. That's tight. Colts up 17-10. Next Miami possession, 3:30 to go. Fiedler to Brad Scioli. You can't hang on. Colts lose a chance to put it away. Just over a minute to go. Fiedler. Money to O.J. McDuffie for 19 yards. TJ, they like that so much, they said, what the heck? Do it again.
Go back to O.J. McDuffie again, who actually had a good game, 4 catches over the course of this game, but this was the most important. Great grab and the presence of mind to stay in bounds long enough to get that first down.
Dolphins on the doorstep, 40 seconds ago. Fiedler, I see you, player. To Jed Weaver, only had 10 catches this year. 5 of them came last week. We're tied at 17. TJ, serious flavor on that play.
Jed Weaver working in and out coverage here against the defense. He goes outside, he comes back inside, waits for Chad Cota to leave enough space for the pass to be completed.
We go to overtime, 15th overtime game in playoff history. Lorenzo Bromwell, you saw him in the arrow, jumped off sides. Manning hits Marr. Peyton, 17 of 32, 194. Head coach Jim Moore can accept the penalty and face 3rd and 7 at the Miami 37 or decline and try a 49-yard field goal. If he accepted it, he had one more play instead. He looked at Mike Vanderjagt. Mike said, I can hit it. Missed it bad. Way right. Ronstadt loves it. Moore's decision, a key one, does not work. Next Dolphins possession. Fiedler looking. Jeff Ogden hangs on despite being baptized by Mustafa Muhammad. Ogden got the wind knocked out of him. He had to leave. Vanderjagt can't watch. Later in the drive, Fiedler, to Aronde Gatson, the former Arena League player, led the team with 56 catches this year. Next play, Lamar Smith, straight banging. His 39th carry of the game sets a new NFL postseason record for carries. Alindo Mari getting ready just in case. Smith says, Alindo, we won't need you. Lamar straight off the hook in overtime. 17 yards. Money. Ball game. Lamar, 40 carries, 209 yards. Ronstadt celebrates his second career postseason win. Those 40 carries and 209 yards, the 40 carries an NFL playoff record. Jim Mora, another tough postseason loss. Dolphins win it 23-17. Jim Mora still winless in his playoff coaching career. The only coach in NFL history with at least 100 regular season wins and no playoff wins. Dolphins win the 20th playoff game in franchise history. They move on next week to face the Raiders in Oakland. As for Lamar Smith, broke Larry Zonka's team postseason rushing record, broke the record for most carries in a playoff game, broke the record for most yards in the first round of the playoffs. Colts eliminated in the first round for the second straight year. The Dolphins, nice.
We win around here by playing special teams, playing great defense, and running the ball. 200 yards rushing today. I told Lamar, I said, you're carrying us all, and it's starting with me. And I jumped on his back, and he carried me in.
To get this victory, to pull it out, come back, it was just amazing. The rush of elation and adrenaline going through at that point after a big win was just unbelievable.
I was born to be in that situation. And I let my teammates down, I let the organization down, I let the city of Indianapolis down. So it's a pretty big burden to carry into the offseason, but nothing can change that now.
There's no such thing as being snake bit either. You either get it done or you don't. And, we just came up a little bit short today. That's a good football team out there. Miami's a good football team, a great defensive team. But we'll be back.
TJ, this thing was wild. The Colts had a 14-0 lead. They allowed no sacks. They had one penalty. They had no turnovers.
Yes.
How did they lose?
Well, played virtually a perfect game. I think they lost the game in terms of their rush defense. But when you look at what was accomplished by the Miami Dolphins, turnovers usually tell the story of a playoff game. It did not today. The battle of the turnovers was won by the Colts. The game was not. When you look at the way that defense of the Dolphins fought for every single inch of the football field, I thought that was key. Certainly there will be some question marks about Coach Moore, decisions he made in terms of the third down. Vanderjagt had already made a 50-yarder, told the coach he could make the kick. I think that certainly influenced him. And then the story of this game is Lamar Smith and that offensive line. Anytime you have 40 carries for 209 yards, control time of possession 43 minutes to 27-plus minutes, you're usually going to win the football game. And I thought that was the real key.
More numbers. Colts had 55 plays. The Dolphins had 84 plays. And we talked this morning in Countdown. We said Lamar Smith might be the most significant person for this Miami Dolphin team. As a matter of fact, his 209 yards, second most ever in a postseason game, only behind Eric Dickerson's 248 against the Cowboys back in 1985. Lamar Smith, no one expected him to do this. Counting the regular season, this is the 12th 200-yard game this year in the NFL, by far more than any others. You see the other names in that list: Lawrence McCutcheon, Freeman McNeil against Cincinnati in 1982. We got more coming.
Inside the Numbers is brought to you by Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
We got a lot of Virginia Cavalier news coming up in this show. Among them, alum Aaron Brooks trying to beat down the Rams. Al Groh, another Virginia alum. It's all about synergy and segues here in Primetime.
NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time. And in part by Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
Right after us on ESPN, check out the Sylvania Alamo Bowl. Damian Anderson and Northwestern against a team that was ranked #1 part of the year, Nebraska. Those brainiacs from the Big Ten, the Alamo Bowl, right after us. 6 days after the Jets were eliminated from the playoff race, Al Groh eliminates himself from his job, stepping down as Jets coach to take over at his alma mater, Virginia. Groh, in his first year as Jet coach, started 6-1 and then just stumbled to a 3-6 finish. He takes over at Virginia for George Welsh, who steps down after 19 seasons. Groh's deal, 5 years, about 900 G's per. As for the Jets, team owner Woody Wilson meets with Chief of Football Operations Bill Parcells Tuesday for an organizational meeting. And tomorrow, another slate of Countdown, and we'll talk more about Groh. Countdown in prime time. Boomer's back, or he's supposed to be. Boom, if the snow gets you caught up, bro, I got you back. Countdown, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, primetime, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, previewing the Broncos-Ravens and Bucs-Eagles, and then highlights of Broncos-Ravens, Bucs-Eagles. More highlights with us when primetime on Saturday comes back. The Ravens at defense that held opponents to fewer points than anybody, hosting the Broncos. Philadelphia in that hole where Tampa Bay has never won, TJ. Denver, Baltimore is sick. That offensive line against that defensive front.
You know, I said bring your defense at the beginning of the year, and I think it becomes more important as you get down to the playoffs. Certainly today what we had, in the first game, a Dolphins team that certainly brought their defense. And if you believe in the second game, I think the Saints relaxed a little too soon. Tomorrow what we know are we're going to see Bucs outstanding defense. We're going to see Ravens outstanding defense. How much offense will the other two teams bring?
Tampa
That's
Bay,
going to be very important.
0 for 19 when it's 40 degrees or fewer. Rams Saints highlights when we come back up in the house.
Come back to NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite.
It is on. The defending Super Bowl champs, the Rams, trying to get their groove on. Ricky Williams not playing. The Saints are playing whale. Aaron Brooks, first career playoff start. First quarter, no score. Joe Horn, leading Saints receiver this year. Ankle's not supposed to bend like that, TJ.
Well, just another big loss for this football team, especially offensively. Now you, in fact, have lost your big three over the course of the last half of this season. Your quarterback, your running back, now your star wide receiver in Joe Horn.
Horn would not come back. Kurt Warner, though, impressive early time.
Well, Kurt Warner does a great job of getting rid of the football. Here he avoids the rush of Roland Williams. Connects with Roland Williams. A great job of picking up an important first down.
Same drive, Kurt Warner. He has been flowing, vibing, getting it on with Isaac Bruce all year. 17 yards for the touch. Kurt had 21 touchdowns this year. Bruce had 9 touchdown grabs, 7 zip Rams. Second quarter, Brooks. Robert Wilson caught like 11 passes all year. Perfect pass by Aaron Brooks. We are tied at 7. Second quarter, same score, 3rd and 15. Brooks. You look good, TJ. He looked real good. Willie Jackson.
The thing is that he looks so comfortable in the pocket as he throws this ball to Willie Jackson. And Willie Jackson, a couple of great moves to make that a 50-yard game for the Saints when they really needed it early on in this game.
Willie's long for the year was 53 yards. Same drive, 2nd and 9. Brooks scrambling. Trying to be a player. Devin Bush, former Seminole, gets his Ph.D., player-hated degree. First interception of the year for Bush. That led to a Saints. Ensuing Rams drive. Warner throws, tip, picked off by Sammy Knight. Chris Mortensen would say he's number 29. That led to a Saints field goal. Ball was tapped out of bounds. Ron Zook and the Saints defense are not done. Marshall Faulk had 220 last week. Rough game today, TJ.
They wanted to control him. The Saints wanted to control Marshall Faulk on first down, create some second and third and long situations. They were able to do that for most of the game today.
Third quarter, Kurt Warner. He threw 18 interceptions this year. Chris Oldham picked that one. TJ, was Warner throwing off his back foot or what?
Well, the pass rush gets underneath right there. You see him have to throw off his back foot, as you said, not be able to step into the pass. Chris Oldham able to come up with a big pick.
On the next drive, Aaron Brooks, he was just silk. To Willie Jackson, the former Florida Gator, 10 yards in the touchdown. Willie Jackson in the game, 142 yards receiving, early fourth, 17-7 Saints. Willie's not done. Aaron's not done. 49. Come on, Willie.
Get in there.
Oh. It was smooth. Willie, 49-yard touchdown, 24-7 Saints. Next Rams possession. Warner, sacked by Willie Whitehead. Fumbles, Leroy Glover recovers. Saints led the league with 66 sacks this year. TJ, great penetration.
Yeah, penetration by Whitehead, and you see underneath Norman Hand came in. A great job of collapsing the pocket around Kurt Warner.
Aaron Brooks getting it done. Willie Jackson, third touchdown of the game, 31-7 Saints. Aaron Brooks for the game, 16 of 29, 266. Saints now leading 31-13. They're punting. Azahir Hakeem. You know he's magic. He can go the distance anytime. Took one back 86 yards earlier this year. All the way back down inside the Saints' 10-yard line. These are the Rams that everybody knows. On the replay, watch this, TJ.
Lost his shoe right there.
Oh, my shoe!
It didn't slow him down any, Stu.
They could not convert, though. Kurt Warner picked by Sammy Knight again. Knight, 5 interceptions in the regular season, 2 in this game. After a Saints punt, come on, you know the Rams aren't done. Kurt Warner to Marshall Faulk, league MVP. 26 touchdowns for the year, 25-yard touchdown there. Rams still in this thing, 31-20. Rams go for the onside kick, but TJ, Dre Bly, off sides. So what are they going to do?
They're going to kick it again and just watch the top of the screen. That was much closer. May have been offsides right there. Doesn't get caught. Great job of recovering this kick by the Rams, though. You just take another look at it right there. The kick is kicked so high, it gives the coverage team a chance to get down and at least make a play on the ball.
Dre Bly, he's a Tar Heel. Ensuing possession, 3rd and 6. Warner looking deep for Hakeem. Kurt Warner. DB's got to turn around in that play, doesn't he? 2nd and goal now. Warner scrambling. He had 18 carries for all of 17 yards this year. TJ, he ain't the most mobile brother in the world. But that is Kurt Warner's first rushing touchdown. Rams down 31-26, 2-point conversion. Marshall Faulk, all of a sudden we got a ball game. 31-28, 2 minutes to go. 3rd long for the Saints. Brooks to Robert Wilson. Ball comes out. Is it a catch? The play was reviewed, ruled no catch. Rams ball because the Saints have to punt. You saw Hakeem almost take it back before. They got time. They got the guy they want returning the punts. See what happened. Azahir Hakeem, 109 touches this year, 7 fumbles. Highest ratio of fumbles for any player in the league this year. It is done. Brooks and the Saints get their first playoff win ever. Let me repeat. First playoff win in New Orleans Saints history. They can take the bags off of their heads. 8th time this year the Rams have allowed at least 31 points in a game. Marshall Faulk, he had 220 yards rushing last week against the Saints. In this game, just 24 yards rushing. The teams combined for 35 points in the 4th quarter. Rams almost came back, could not do it. After the game, Melissa Stark caught up with the only St. Louis Rams coach to ever win a playoff game, Jim Haslett.
I think it's a great honor for the organization and Mr. Benson, and just to get a first win in playoff history. And I can't say enough about the players. I mean, they had a chance to come back and win the game, but we fought through it, and I thought we played extremely well today.
You lose another star player in Joe Horn, but you guys overcome that yet again. How do you continuously do that?
Well, that's kind of that's kind of what we do. We lose guys, and guys step in and play. Willie Jackson stepped up today, played great. Our defense played great up till the end of the game, and I can't say enough about our players.
Well, congratulations.
All right, TJ, here we go. Saints, no Jeff Blake, no Ricky Williams, no Cam Cleveland, no Fred Weary, no Terrell Smith, and after the first play of the game,
no Joe Horn.
No Joe Horn. and yet we gonna beat you, the defending champions.
I think they are certainly a reflection of their coach, Jim Haslett, and in talking to him this week, he showed no inclination toward the fact that he might lose this football game. I think he understood that the odds were against him, that the St. Louis Rams were as healthy as they have been all year, but I think he said it in those sound bites. People have stepped up and played, whether it is the quarterback and Aaron Brooks, Willie Jackson at the wide receiver spot. Today, their defense played, and I think the only thing that this team had happen to them at the end of the game was that they relaxed a little bit at 31-7. It's human nature, and then you have a hard time getting yourself and your head back into the football game. You were playing a great Rams football team. They showed that in the fourth quarter, and maybe time ran out on them. Hakeem drops the ball, but boy, if they had gotten the football one more time, you wonder defensively if the Saints would have been able to stop them.
One thing about the Rams, Mike Martz is a very confident guy. I mean, he said even before last week, he said, look, we're going to go to New Orleans. We hope to kick their tails, give them a Christmas present, then go back the next week, do it again. That came back to bite him.
I think you learn a lesson, and I learned it when I played because I had a tendency to talk every now and then. I think you have to be quiet. You allow your team to win the football game. Then after you win, then you can say anything you want because the other team can't do anything about it, especially playoffs.
Let's go deep inside the numbers. Aaron Brooks, 4 touchdown passes today. Let me tell you something. The first 4 Saints playoff games in franchise history, with Bobby Hebert, Dave Wilson, John Fourcade, and Steve Walsh, they combined only had 3 touchdown passes. The Saints were outscored in those 4 games, 123-56. Aaron Brooks in New Orleans, Aaron Brooks for president. Game ball is coming up next. A lot of guys in the running. Some defensive guys, Jay Fiedler. Tommy and I will hand them out. Stay with us. We rolling back in the house.
Presented by Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
My game ball goes to Lamar Smith, 40 carries, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, 16 carries first half, 24 second half. He got stronger as the game went on.
My game ball, Aaron Brooks, the Virginia Cavaliers, 16 of 29, 266, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, first career Saints playoff win.
Primetime Players is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT, the easy way to save.
Jay Fiedler, Aaron Brooks both won their first career playoff game since 1990. Quarterbacks in their first career playoff games, 22-19.
2 of the more prolific offenses in the league get eliminated today, and tomorrow we know that weather's going to be a factor.
You're back with us at Countdown. Whoever will be here, maybe. See you.
Welcome to Capital One's presentation of ESPN Bowl Week.
Great opportunity, man. Great opportunity.
Focus. It's special. Now, love all you got. Let's go play hard. Absolutely incredible.
Bowl Week, a last chance of the season to excel and reach past the obstacles to lay it all on the line.
They have another touchdown returning 266 games. What they do now? Touchdown!
Tonight, a Husker Nation invades the Alamo. But remember Northwestern.
Pick in the air. Oh, that's good.
Damian Anderson leads the Wildcats assault. Eric Crouch heads Nebraska's punishing rushing attack. The best in the country. For the 32nd straight time, Nebraska heads to a bowl game where they'll take on Northwestern next.